I've been getting a lot of messages on this phone lately from people who died such a long time ago, and it's really starting to freak me out. Oh my god. Oh, this isn't one of them messages. There's a new Stephen King film out, it says here. I better review it. What is up, everyone? Movie Way, back again with another review, and this is going to be for the 2022 film Mr. Harrigan's Phone, and this is directed by John Lee Hancock and stars Donald Sutherland and Jaeden Martell. This tells the story of a young boy named Craig who works for a wealthy old man and introduces him to the smartphone. When the old man dies and is buried with his phone, Craig still seems to be getting messages from beyond the grave. Well, it was only a couple of months ago I started my Stephen King review series, and what you know, a new one has surfaced here on Netflix. So I was always going to review this movie, and this is based on the short story of the same name, Mr. Harrigan's Phone, from his anthology book, If It Bleeds. And this is a newer release, so I am going to stay as spoiler-free as possible. And if you want to see more Stephen King reviews, they will be in the description down below. So what did I think of Mr. Harrigan's Phone? Let's find out. And this concept had me very interested, actually. I thought it sounded like a cool little story, and I wanted to know the outcome of it before I'd even started the film. And I'm happy to report that I remain very intrigued and very interested throughout the entire runtime of this film to the whole mystery of how this Mr. Harrigan character was communicating with this young boy Craig even after his death, even though it goes a little bit further than just communicating. And the movie does very well to keep you invested with its pacing. It never drags, but it also takes its time. It's a very fine balance that they got there to keep you remaining focused through this entire story. You kind of can't take your eyes off it, even though sometimes nothing is even happening. It's just a very well told, very linear, and easy to get on with, if you like. Now, Jaeden Martell played a really great character in Craig here because he's someone you really do get behind, because he's such a caring young man. He goes to this Mr. Harrigan's house, who is a billionaire, by the way, 3 times a week, and reads to him. He never late, he never not shows up, and Mr. Harrigan doesn't pay him the greatest of wage, and he gives him a Red Devil scratch card every birthday. Wow. But what I like about this is the connection that they form. Craig is dealing with a bit of grief in his life, and it seems that he comes here for a little bit of comfort, but he also actually wants to be there, and it's not something you see every day between the youth and old, and it was just nice to see it in this movie. And the first half of the film plays very heavily on it. Now, you might be saying, hang on, isn't this a Stephen King movie? Why is he talking about these sweet, blossoming friendships? But I would say, don't go into this film thinking it's a horror movie. Now, there are horror elements thrown in here, but this is more of a contained story about human connection, if you like. There are dark moments, but they're very far and few between. I think this just shows how amazing the imagination of Stephen King is. He has such a creative mind. He is known mostly for his horror, but he has such a wide variety as well. The Green Mile, Stand By Me. You know, it baffles me how he comes up with so many stories like this. The movie is very well acted here as well, even by all the side characters, but it is Jaeden Martell and Donald Sutherland who shine the most here, especially Donald Sutherland. I mean, he's just at that age now, isn't he, where he doesn't even have to try, man. This guy is just an elite actor, and he just has this such big command and screen presence, and there's a lot more to Mr. Harrigan that meets the eye here, and I feel like Donald Sutherland really nails the mysterious aspect and the strange personality, like he's hiding something in the background, really, really well on screen. There's a lot more to him, and he plays on it very well. I kind of just wish this film went a little bit more ambitious in its third act though, and maybe give us something a little bit more. It was kind of like you were waiting for something or an explanation of some sort, but it doesn't quite fully go there. I do think this is Stephen King's way of telling us not to use our phones too much there, but yeah, I feel like it was just lacking towards its climax, and we just needed that little bit more oomph, I feel. Look, I know this review hasn't been very long, but this is just a very simple film with a very narrow story path, and some films just belong on streaming sites, don't they? Now, I know we get a ton of bad films on Netflix or Prime or whatever, especially this year. Netflix has had some really bad shockers. But when it's a movie of good quality but doesn't try to be too outrageous or anything, like this one, I'll watch them all day. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give Mr. Harrigan's Phone a 7 out of 10. Not one you're going to have to think too much about. And if you're a fan of Stephen King, I would definitely give this a go. Okay, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, a fun fact for Mr. Harrigan's Phone is that the Red Devil scratch cards in this film are a nod to the Red Devil Killer in the Scream Queen series, which is another Ryan Murphy production. Okay guys, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Please consider subscribing to this channel, giving this video a like, and let me know down below what you thought of Mr. Harrigan's Phone. And if you want more Stephen King reviews, they will be down below as well. Take it all easy guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.